Have you ever felt a chill when approaching a place where history is buried in every corner? Where the secrets of a young pharaoh remained sealed for more than 3,000 years? Today, I will take you on a journey inside the tomb of Nefertiti and Tutankhamun, where gold, jewels, and exquisite relics await discovery. The entrance to the Valley of the Kings was bathed in the golden light of dawn. The sand and the wind whispered ancient stories, and I stood there with my heart racing, holding an old map and carefully checked equipment. The fame of Tutankhamun's tomb had drawn generations of archaeologists, but few had felt the emotion of standing directly before the sealed door, as if time itself had stopped. We carefully opened the entrance, and an absolute silence enveloped us. Every step echoed through the narrow, dark corridors. The first sight was a small side chamber, dust-covered chests, urns, and small golden objects barely visible among the accumulated sand and centuries of debris. With a flashlight in hand, I knelt and began to carefully remove dust and fragments of earth. Every particle floating in the beam of light seemed to sparkle like tiny stars. My breathing quickened, but every movement had to be methodical. One mistake could damage thousands of years of history. Inside the first chest, we found gold bracelets, necklaces with precious stones, and finely engraved rings. I slowly turned a bracelet, observing the delicate filigree patterns and the small rubies and emeralds that caught the light in a hypnotic way. Each piece seemed to whisper the stories of the artisans who created it and the young pharaoh who once wore it. As we continued, an ancient amphora emerged from the rubble. I carefully broke away the top layer to reveal gold coins and small amulets with hieroglyphic inscriptions. Each piece was intact, a time capsule connecting us directly to ancient Egypt and the magnificence of its royal court. As we moved forward, we discovered secret and hidden passageways. My flashlight revealed small sealed boxes decorated with protective symbols and figures of deities. When opened, they revealed pendants, earrings, and gemstones that had remained hidden for millennia. I picked up a scarab-shaped pendant, feeling the smoothness and weight of the gold, imagining the rituals and ceremonies in which it had once been used. Among the treasures, ancient clay jars contained smaller jewels and fragments of ceremonial objects. Carefully opening them, we revealed delicate golden pieces and inlaid precious stones. Every discovery was a surprise, a reminder that the history of Tutankhamun was alive beneath the earth. In the main chamber, my flashlight illuminated the iconic golden sarcophagus of the pharaoh, surrounded by chests and sacred objects. The reflections of gold and gemstones created an almost supernatural effect. I lifted a ceremonial cup, studying the intricate patterns in hieroglyphics that told stories of power, religion, and daily life in the court of Thebes. Further on, we found small figures and statuettes of gods, sacred animals, and protective symbols. Each piece seemed to be patiently waiting to be discovered. I lifted a statuette of Anubis, and the reflected light in its stone eyes made me imagine ceremonies, chants, and prayers that had taken place thousands of years ago. The most breathtaking discovery was the pharaoh's funerary mask, still intact and luminous. As I held it, every detail of gold, lapis lazuli, and inlaid glass seemed to glow with a life of its own. It was more than a mask, it was a testament to the power, devotion, and creativity of Egyptian civilization. The sensation of touching an object that had been sealed for centuries was indescribable, blending reverence, awe, and pure emotion. Exploring adjacent chambers and passageways, we found chests filled with jewels, amulets, and gold coins, each telling its own story. One chest revealed necklaces of gold beads, engraved bracelets, and small ceremonial tools carefully arranged on fabrics that had survived millennia. Each piece reflected the mastery of the artisans and the luxury surrounding the young pharaoh. With every new discovery, we felt more connected to the history of Tutankhamun and his court. The sheer quantity of treasures was overwhelming, but beyond the gold and precious stones, what moved us most was the direct connection to a glorious past, the opportunity to see with our own eyes and touch with our own hands the legacy of a king who died young, yet whose name endures forever. Finally, as we documented each find, I understood that the true value of Tutankhamun's treasure was not its material wealth. It was a bridge to the past, a message of the skill, creativity, and beliefs of an ancient people. Every chest, every necklace, every bracelet, and every gemstone was a time capsule telling the story of life, power, and faith that shaped ancient Egypt. When we exited the tomb, the feeling of having touched history stayed with us. The cups, chests, jewels, amulets, and the mask were stories frozen in time, waiting for careful hands to rediscover them. I understood then that the true value of a treasure does not lie in gold or precious stones, but in its ability to connect humanity with the creativity and spirituality of those who lived thousands of years ago, awakening imagination and admiration in all who behold it. Beneath a layer of dust appeared necklaces of lapis lazuli, carnelian, and turquoise. Each stone had been shaped by hand and drilled using copper tools and a grace of sand. These necklaces represented cosmic balance, sky, earth, and the afterlife. Using a magnifying glass, I examined a gold ring engraved with Tutankhamun's royal name. The precision revealed advanced casting and engraving techniques far ahead of their time. One by one, the pieces were carefully recorded and stored. Digging deeper, jars and amulets. I pushed aside loose soil and uncovered an ancient clay jar. With a gentle strike, the seal broke. Inside shimmered gold coins and sacred amulets. One stood out, a scarab amulet, symbol of rebirth. Cast in gold and glazed with blue glass, it was created through a combination of metal casting and early glassmaking. As I lifted it, a small snake suddenly slithered past the treasure. My heart skipped. In ancient Egypt, snakes were guardians of sacred spaces. Hidden corners and sealed boxes. Exploring the darker corners, I found a narrow passage. Crawling inside, my flashlight revealed sealed boxes decorated with Anubis and Isis. Inside were gold earrings, delicately soldered and inlaid with colored glass. This technique required precise temperature control, proof of exceptional craftsmanship. Each item was examined with a magnifying glass, then placed into protective storage. The main chamber, the heart of the treasure. Then I saw it. The golden sarcophagus of Nebkheperure Tutankhamun stood before me, layer upon layer of hammered gold mounted over sacred wood. Surrounding it were canopic jars, ritual vessels, and divine statues. I lifted a statuette of Anubis carved from wood and coated in black resin. Anubis was protector of the dead, guardian of the journey beyond life.